Hello, my name is Corey. I'm with Creative Habitats Landscaping, and I hope to soon be with also Create Your Habitat. My vision for Create Your Habitat Nursery is as follows. I want this to be an amazing place, full of imagination, full of fascination, full of just enjoyment by the customer. Think of it like this. If you go to a restaurant and let's just say you push a couple buttons on your computer and then out comes your food, and you eat it with whoever you're with, and then you pay with your credit card and you leave, but there's no human interaction with that. Yeah, you've gotten food, your belly is full, but that has not been an enjoyable experience. If you go to a restaurant and on the decorations in that restaurant are unique, the lighting is beautiful, the customer service is excellent, the waiter or waitress just comes up to you, talks to you, asks you about your life, things like that, you will leave that restaurant not only with your belly full, but also with a wonderful experience. And that is going to be the heart of Create Your Habitat. It's got to be an amazing experience, not just a place like a box store where you just have plants on concrete, but an amazing botanical garden where you go to get plants. That's my vision of what Create Your Habitat should be. In fulfilling this vision, one idea that I have is pull together students. And I love the idea of students because they're full of energy, they're full of dreams, and they want an opportunity to be able to do what they're in school to do. And that would be their particular field. I would bring together horticulture students. I would bring together art students, interior decorators, probably even some foodies as well. And the reason why at Create Your Habitat, also envision there to be like a coffee shop, a little place where you can get some food, so that when you're there getting your plants, your other, senses are fulfilled as well, and revenue as well. But have sort of a summit where everybody gets together. We tempt people with not only an opportunity to flex their imagination and their creativity, but also fill their stomachs up. On me, of course. But have a creativity summit where the beginning of Create Your Habitats, the branding, the thought on the experience, the thought on the uniqueness, all of this is brought together so there's a little bit of a direction about how the Create Your Habitat experience will feel like. So that is one vision that I have in terms of step one for what this should be. The other part of it, money. Obviously, this has to make money. At the end of the day, I don't care how many wonderful thoughts and feelings and all that you have. If it's not making money, then it's not going to amount to anything. So Create Your Habitats has to make money. Now, I don't have a whole lot of upfront capital. I've invested close to $500,000 in the land and what's out there right now. So I do not have, and I'm not very excited about taking out a super humongous loan to get this thing off the ground. Most likely about, $30,000 will get irrigation, gravel, a tent, and some of the most rudimentary things necessary to get this whole idea of Create Your Habitats up and running. That would be the only loan that I would expect this nursery to be making payments on, would be a $20,000 to $30,000 loan. That adds up to maybe a couple $100 a month. Everything else that I've invested in this land and getting it to where it is now, that I'm interested in getting payment after Create Your Habitats is actually generating revenue. My number one goal is that whoever is managing that we start putting money into their pocket. Creative Habitats Landscaping is putting money in my pocket. I'm taken care of. Me and my family is taken care of. But in the development and nurturing of Create Your Habitat, that money needs to go into the pocket of whoever's operating it, and then reinvest that capital into creating a more amazing space out there. Ultimately, what I hope to get from this project is one, a lot of business for creative habitats, and two, I do want eventually to be getting probably about a 10% cut on total revenue. In other words, if there's $100,000 of sales, I would like to be able to make $10,000 off of that. If there's $1 million of sales, I would like to be able to make $100,000 off of that. But initially, getting this thing off the ground, I'm good with 6-12 months. If that's what it takes to reinvest the revenue that this nursery generates back into the business and in the pocket of whoever's running it, I'm fine with that, because I'm taken care of through Creative Habitats Landscaping. One other last thing that I want to discuss is contract. And here's why. It would be horrible for whoever takes on this project to put their heart and their mind energies into it, as well as a certain amount of a loan to get the inventory that's out there. That is one thing that I do expect from whoever takes this on, is that a loan will need to be made that they take out for the inventory that's there. That's not a risk that I'm going to incur. They will need to take out a loan for however many plants are brought out there to inventory. But after that, there needs to be a contract that states how business is conducted. Here's why. Let's say this thing gets up and running, it's 6 months into it, it looks great, you've invested your heart, your mind, and everything else into it, and someone comes along and offers me a bunch of money for that land. It would be wrong for me at that point to go, hey, sorry, guess what? Someone offered me money for this land. You're going to have to do this somewhere else. That would be wrong for me. And that's where a contract needs to protect you and somehow me from something like that happening. In other words, I would want to sit down with a lawyer who understands business, who understands how to be fair to both me and you, and try to figure out any snags in this, that we figure out a game plan before this thing is launched. Ultimately, all that I want to do is sort of have, I guess, creative ideas that I can say, hey, what about this? What about this? Look at how it's being managed. Because I see things from a design and execution of landscapes perspective. There's a lot, though, in terms of the retail nursery end of it, I am clueless on. And I understand that that's a place where I just need to step back and go, I don't know anything about it. That's your thing. But ultimately, my involvement in this, I would say, would be very minimal. All I want to do is see it be successful, and that's it. I want to see Create Your Habitat be highly successful. I want to see it generating constant business for creative habitats. And I want it to be a place that is wonderful for the customers, wonderful for the workers, and wonderful for the owner. At the end of the day, we have to enjoy coming to work and doing our job. And although money is important, everybody has to enjoy their life. And that is the essence of what will set Creative Habitats Landscaping and Create Your Habitat Nursery apart. Thank you so much. Corey with Creative Habitats Landscaping, and hopefully soon Create Your Habitat Nursery.